Hey everybody, Rodman here for episode 5 of my Stellaris playthrough. Okay. There are some pirates that are demanding tribute, and I'm going to tell them to go screw themselves. I think I'm ready to throw down with some pirates. And I also think that maybe we get a little bit of music. So there's a little bit of background music for you all. I think that would be nice. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, if you think I'm wrong about that, drop me a line. I can always mute it if need be.
A declaration of war has been announced.
Alright, who's going to war with who? Enlightened Kingdom of... So these guys are going to war with Magars. So, Magars picking a lot of fights. They must have a weird civic. They're a hive mind. I guess people in that area, neck of the woods, don't like hive minds. Maybe I'll turn the sound just down. Music down a little bit.
Anomaly found.
Okay, leave that anomaly for now. So this obviously hasn't been surveyed by anyone else, which is good to know.
Construction project concluded.
I have a bunch of scientists and the like that are sitting idle and ready to do some research. I just need to send them off. This ship was commissioned to start expanding my border south. Ideally, I'd want to get Waskar and Makura, but I might be a little late to the game. We'll see. We're also researching Starhold, which is going to be pretty nice when we get that completed all the way. Alright, so here is the hostile fleet that I just pissed off. Unfortunately for me, I am not near Zempek to be able to defend. Which is a little bit of a problem. My fleet is literally headed in the opposite direction. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this mission anyway, even though the raiders are going to stomp Zempek a bit. Just because I'm probably not going to get back there before they finish stomping me, so I might as well have something positive come out of the whole stomping I'm about to take. At least that's my thought. Maybe I should have paid them off, but oh well. Live and learn.
System survey concluded. Research station offline.
Now they're blowing up my research stations over here. They basically decommissioned my starport. These are all things that I kind of expected to have happened. No surprise there whatsoever.
Mining station offline.
And they're preset to do a certain amount of damage until they kind of are done. You know, they don't just keep stomping on you. They do sort of do a preset amount of damage and then they'll bail on you. So that part at least is good. Because I don't really want to be stomped on for very long. Kind of obvious reasons. So it looks like they're blowing up all of the Oh, almost all of the mining stations there. All but one.
Evading hostiles.
Alright, so I got another tradition. Either I can increase my governor's cap, or, governor cap. Why not?
Construction project concluded.
Alright, so here we go. My fleet is rolling in on the ransomers. Alright, so now, they asked me if I wanted to join a war with them. I declined. And the reason I declined is I want to dominate them, but I need some more influence to be able to do so. So I'm waiting on
A
that.
declaration of war has been announced.
So they're going to war without me. And that's fine. Not an issue. Alright, at this point I also have the ability to upgrade my star holds, which are really cool. Because I've been sitting on really low rank star holds for a while now, so I'm gonna kick those up to a higher level. Now it's possible that the Prosnakin weaken them. Alright, so I gained influence and gained some happiness because I became the savior. That's good. Unfortunately, the raiding fleet is squishing Gomesia, but I'm gonna get back there soon.
System survey concluded.
Yeah, these raiders are really making a mess of everything. Alright, so if we then claim that area, Despad, I can go to war with them. Let's see. Curious why it's I guess I can conquer it and then liberate it.
Project concluded.
Maybe that's the way to go about it.
Construction project concluded.
I think the problem with the vassalization is the difference of relative powers is not allowing for it at the moment. Oh, their fleet has grown a bit. Well, that's awesome. And now they're squishing trade ports and stuff. Yeah, this is obviously a problem that I should have addressed a bit ago. So now it's becoming annoying. You know, no good deed goes unpunished. So I unlocked research here that allows my science ships to teleport, basically. They go missing for a little bit and then they reappear in a different area. Pretty handy stuff. Allows them to move
System survey concluded.
pretty good distances. And because I'm tired of having places that aren't surveyed, I'm just sending all of them to survey like crazy.
Construction project concluded.
So they're still working on. Oh,
Construction project concluded.
that's great. They're bombarding one of my worlds, like the jackasses that they are.
Construction.
This is what happens when you don't sufficiently guard your borders. This is entirely my fault for leaving my border a little exposed over on that end.
Concluded.
Oops, I clicked through that pretty quick. I'm not even sure what that said. Core sector, yes. But I'm coming to kick their butts. Unfortunately, because I have hyperlane density pretty low, it can take a while for me to get from point A to point B. So because there's no path here, for instance, I have to go a very roundabout way to get to where I want to be. But it looks like they finally backed up. They're no longer pummeling me. They're probably done, honestly. So I'm going to build a construction ship to rebuild all the things they destroyed.
Construction project concluded.
Alright, so there's the construction ship.
System
Now,
survey
his
concluded.
task is going to be a huge rebuilding effort of all of the mining and energy and all that got blown up. All because I wanted to help some random strangers. So as you can see here, this planet filled up pretty quickly, mostly due to migration and robot construction.
Construction project concluded.
Well, that's a pretty good system they have there. Alright, so now my fleet is more in position to go mess with my neighbors. So if I make a claim on them, just trying to think, yeah, I'm not even going to bother claiming anymore. I like what I currently have claimed, so I'm not going to worry about it. And that will make a little vassal out of them, out of some of their territories. Oh, I'm being offered planetary shields for free from one of the fallen empires. I guess they like what I was doing and they just gifted it to me. Fine by me. So now that my star bases are slightly larger, I can add more things to them. Alright, and this fleet is all set to go, so I'm going to have them go sit on the edge of Zempek, ready to fire up their engines to go to war. Another thing I'm going to need is some army units to do land invasions. So the way the combat works is your ships duke it out, and then you can start to invade their planets, and you have to fight their defensive forces in order to you know, capture the planet. So that's something I'm currently building, although albeit not quickly.
System survey concluded.
So now if I build a starport here, I can have a research thing there, and then a trade thing here.
Another scientific breakthrough.
All definitely worth doing. Okay, let's get cruisers next. And our current scientific research was for even better engineering bases, or research
System survey concluded.
labs. So we'll upgrade our engineering labs to engineering labs tier 2. We are getting a lot of random surveying done.
Construction project concluded.
It looks like they want to claim Waskar as soon as they can too. So I'm getting here, hopefully in the nick of time. It's honestly a little too soon to say now. Currently, their construction ship has no orders, so I think I'm good. I just need one more month to pass until I can afford to get Waskar. Good, good, good. And then I'll also get Badukan. And all those will really give me some pretty good sort of modules to build on space stations in the future. In fact, I could upgrade a starport on Makura right now, because my starbase capacity went up. It went up, likely because my population naturally went up. Alright, so now I have a fleet sitting on their borders. Let's go ahead and declare war, a conquering war. And now I roll into their territory. So it took a while for me to first go to war, but I feel pretty good about the decisions I made.
Construction project concluded. Construction project concluded.
So they have a fleet of 1,500 and I have a fleet of 4K. Not to dismiss them because I'm so much stronger, but I'm not super worried about losing this one. So now, as you can see, I've occupied one of their systems, and I'm going to basically jump from system to system, conquering it.
System survey
And
concluded.
ideally, I also want to knock
Construction
out
project concluded.
their fleet too. I get bonuses for that as well. So all of these ships that I have that are out surveying and stuff that I really don't need surveying, I'm going to send back home to do some research. I'm going to keep my one survey ship out there, but the rest of them can return home and just assist research back at home base. Alright, so here's a battle going on. Looks like they're trying to flee. Oh no, they're attacking me. Here's the fleet going head to head. I can slow it down.
Engagement protocols.
So they are missile boats, it looks like. No, they're kinetics. Oh, they might have some missile boats though. They're destroyers. Yeah, their corvettes are missile boats. And their destroyers are sort of a mix. Not much of a fight because I outnumbered them almost 3.5 to 1 or so. I've lost one ship, and they've lost just about all of theirs. Not all fights are going to be fair. That's something important to remember. So I stopped even watching that fight, as they are now entirely dead. And the only thing to reverse engineer from that fight was some missile tech, which I'm not gonna stress about. I'm going to send my fleet back to Zempek to repair, because although I did win, it's not like I didn't suffer damages. And let's go ahead and speed the time up a bit. All right, so I got another tradition. So either I can get Protection Racket or Star Lords. I'm going to do Star Lords. So what that was, one gives me more money from tributaries, and the other increases my opinion and trust cap with potential allies. So it looks like Belmacosa is beating Prosnaken. As you can see here, they've lost some key territory, and likely their war is probably over. Yeah, their war is over. They've they've forfeited territory to them. So they ended up destroying 3 ships that I'll just go ahead and reinforce. Let's see, what am I doing? These are all research assisters. So I don't really care about these debris here because, well, mostly because I don't really plan on ever using fusion missiles.
Construction project concluded. Construction project concluded.
Alright, so now at this point, this Curator, I can ask for a think tank, but I need more opinion with them. So what I'll do is I will pay them... I just need a weight, really. My opinion with them is already 42, so I just need it to be a little bit higher, and then I'll be able to create a think tank with their permission, which will be helpful. But in the meantime, I can treat this as an anchorage station anyway. So that's helpful, useful, and good.
Construction project concluded. System survey concluded.
These Fallen Empire is allowing me to survey their systems, so I'm just going to take advantage of that and do just that. I'm currently repairing my fleet. They're almost fully repaired. There we go, they're fully repaired, and now I'm going to have them go back to war. Maybe try to find that other fleet that I didn't take on because I had taken some losses.
Construction project concluded. Construction project concluded.
Alright, so now this construction ship has queued up to replace everything that I've lost from the raiders. It took a while. I mean, it took a good long while to replace all that stuff. Not something I want to have done to me again. You know, I want to be able to keep what I have and not lose it like that, because that was kind of bad. So here is my expedition fleet looking for enemies. So, about war score. So, if you look down here, the green bar is how I'm doing relative to them. But there's also war exhaustion. So I'm 14% exhausted and they're 29% exhausted. So, the way this works is I can either conquer them so much that it forces them into a peace offer, or I can, or if the war goes long enough, one of us will become weary and will be pushed into a forced peace. Either way is honestly fine by me, but ideally, you know, you want to sort of squish them fast. If you can. Prolonged wars aren't good for anyone. Alright, so now I'm going to go attack one of their stations and a fleet. And as you can see, my war score keeps going up and up and up. So I could either surrender to them, which gives them all the things they asked for, which was a few of my systems over here, or status quo, but I haven't done enough damage to do a status quo. And a status quo would be like if I was attacking them right now. Status quo would give me de-risk this system because I claimed it during the war and I'm currently holding it. So a status quo lets me keep it. If that makes sense.
Construction project.
So anything that wasn't part of a claim, I don't keep. Alright, so I just got some more research. Let's go ahead and get physics lab. Oh. The Prosnakin just gave me an artifact, which gives me access to the Voltalum homeworld, which is right here, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to warp home with this one, and with my other ship warp to their homeworld. And I'm still here fighting up. the remainder of their fleet and their base. I'm taking pretty heavy losses, if I'm being honest. This base was no walk in the park, and I think they probably reinforced quite a bit during that fight. So I just actually dismantled one outpost to get Waskar. I really like using utilizing the Curators or the Enclave's special offer modules. They're pretty handy. So now I'm reinforcing this fleet once again, and what that does, if I look at the fleet manager, I want to have 5 corvettes, one of these raiders, and I can't reinforce that because I don't know how to build these raiders. I got them from an anomaly, and then 22 destroyers. And hitting the reinforced fleet will automatically rebuild anything that took losses. Is sort of the quick answer to what that does. Now at this point, I don't have any population that's growing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase my food stockpile to large, because I'm not feeding anyone with this extra food. It's just going to waste. So I might as well start stockpiling up even higher. So at this point, I'm going to try to mine out one of these high-yield mining areas, but I know it's going to backfire on me. That's just the way this
Construction
works.
project concluded.
I can't say I'm honestly ready for it to backfire on me at the moment because I'm mid-war, but that's fine. I'll make do. So one of the things I probably need is some additional armies. So I'm going to train up some additional troops. I'm actually not going to train them up at Med Crash because that's a little that has a bit of a travel time to trying to rendezvous with the rest of my armies. No, this is a pirate fleet. It's not even the enemy fleet. So as you could look, there is some war exhaustion. They're about half exhausted. I can do a status quo already because I've done enough damage, but I'm not good with a status quo. I want to keep punching them. And the reason for it is if I status quo'd right now, I just get one little system, and I went to war with them for a lot more than that. I don't want one system. I want a bunch.
Construction project.
All right, so I just fully surveyed the homeworld, which is Vul Talmar Prime, and that gives a lot of research. It's a broken world. They broke it themselves. And then this vassal acculturation gives me additional unity depending on each additional vassal I have. So that's a pretty handy trait or tradition to uphold.
Construction project concluded.
So what I'm doing now is I'm sort of upgrading my my star bases to sort of support more of my fleet and whatnot. Now, I don't know if I'm going to need these armies, but they can't hurt.
Construction project complete.
Speaking of which, I should get a general. They're not all the same. If you don't have... Okay, that's a decent one. This is an attacking general. That'll have to do. If you don't like someone that's being offered, you can just hire them, fire them, and be given a new set. Which is kind of a weird way of going about it, but it works, I guess. Alright, so for whatever reason, these crystalline entities that are supposed to pop out of Alpha Hydri aren't popping out of Alpha Hydri. I don't care, it's fine by me. Alright, so this is what I have made claims on, so this is also what I have to conquer. So I have to get Rotanev, because I had made a claim on it. I just got Wasker. Let's see, can I... Oh, I don't, yeah, right. Okay, hold on. I can build trading hubs here. There is not an agreement I need to make with them. I can just build trading hubs by default. That's a really good way to make it some extra energy credit scratch.
System survey concluded.
Alright, so Baltimore is fully surveyed.
Construction project concluded.
As you can see, I'm really filling out my territory, so my piracy risk is really plummeting. There's a bit of bits and pieces here that I need to do, but for the most part, I'm getting it nice and
Another day,
filled out.
another scientific breakthrough.
Alright, Hypercom's farm's pretty nice. Next one I'm going to do is terraforming. Normally, so gene editing and cybernetics sort of compete with one another. So, because I'm doing cybernetics, I have really no need to do gene editing. As eventually I'll become fully robotic, and robots don't have genes, so it doesn't really benefit me to go down that path. Even though it potentially looks good. I'll agree that initially it looks very, very cool. But, so I'm almost done with domination, which is pretty cool.
Construction project concluded.
Alright, so let's see what I got going on.
Construction project concluded.
I have some extra construction ships I no longer really need, so I'm just deconstructing them. The enemies might be waiting to pop out for when I build all the mining stations, but I want to trigger it sooner than later. I don't want to just leave it as a potential gotcha moment, so to speak. Alright, so there is also a pirate station here that I'm going to go ahead and kill because, pretty much because I'll get paid to do it. Or I get to loot the pirates when I do it, I should say.
Concluded.
So how's my relationship with these guys? 45. Yep. once they hit 50, I'll be good to create a think tank with them. Some pirates on my own border at Katari, or Kauri rather, that I'll have to deal with. So one station was raided, let's go deal with another station. Alright, so now I have enough rep with them because I just extended my deal that I can form a think tank. So let's go ahead and do that. Curator think tank, and then logistics office, and then back to anchorages.
Construction project concluded. Construction project concluded.
Alright, so these pirates are roaming around destroying things again.
Construction project
It's a
concluded.
different type of pirate, but still the same old annoying problem. Alright, maybe they didn't pop out. I'm not sure why they didn't, but don't look a gift horse in the mouth, I think is as the saying goes. I'm not going to complain about them not popping out and attacking me. So looking at this war now,
Construction project
the
concluded.
status quo allows me to keep Rotenev and Drisk. I want more than that, of course. I want Ashermax and Despad, so I'm just going to keep pushing the war forward. Stoke the flames as they were. I definitely need to get rid of some of these active volcanoes and dangerous wildlife, and that's all societal research, but I just haven't been offered that yet. I'm kind of waiting for that to be offered, but it's only a matter of time. So I think 15 groups of troops is probably a good starting amount, so I'm going to make up to 15 and then sit on that. Alright, so here we go. This is exactly what I was waiting for. They are now swarming and attacking me. Often in this game, I think it's safe to say, if it seems too good to be true, it is. It's very rare that you're given free stuff without some sort of catch. So this system, for instance, there was no catch. It was a part of a long quest chain, and the reward is what you see there. It's all that beautiful research and whatnot. But most of the time, if there's a system full of resources and you didn't earn it by destroying a big fleet or something like that, there is some hidden catch that you will find out about. So it's an important to know that. I mean, some systems like Zempek are just high in resources, 16, but I mean, come on, 38, that's ridiculously high. You know there's some sort of hidden danger there. Alright, so we are reinforcing this fleet. They're going to destroy this small pirate fleet and then go up against my neighbors again to bash them over the head and make them surrender. Well, now that I've claimed Valimar, I definitely want the research, then the minerals, then the energy, and then more energy. That's a pretty a system full of wealth. Alright, Mr. Pirate Base is gone. We're gonna go repair the fleet at Zembek. So you can repair fleets at any place that has a space station, but you can only build at shipyards, and you can only upgrade at shipyards. So keep that in mind.
Construction project concluded. Research concluded.
Alright, so we got more research here. Let's unlock some X-ray lasers. Oh. And it appears as if my game failed, which is honestly pretty rare for Stellaris. Just give me a moment. I'm going to get it launched back up. I'm going to skip sending my bug report, because that's just going to take too long. And I'm curious how much progress I ended up losing. As you are staring at a black screen. I was, of course, playing on Iron Man, so it's not like I have multiple saves. It is what it is. Alright, there we go. It's loading back in. And loading back up. Okay, where am I? Haven't really lost any time. That's good. I just destroyed that pirate base. And I was just offered that donation that I was offered, so yeah, really haven't lost anything here.
Construction project concluded. Research concluded.
I just picked a new research, and I'm even being offered different things here, but at least still offered the lasers. This construction ship has no orders.
Spaceports sustaining damage.
So once I'm done with my war, I can go and squish those swarmy little base things. They're trying to reclaim some of the territory they had lost. They might get Drisk back, but I'll just take it back from them again. So, it's only annoying. Their fleets are getting bigger though, but not big enough that I'm concerned. They have kind of average ships.
Construction project concluded.
Alright, my fleet just repaired, so I'm just going to move in and start duking it out. I have orbital research mandate, so I need to build some more research bases.
System survey concluded without incident. Striking hostile station.
Which, oddly enough, the homeworld there didn't count as one. That's good to know. So my claims on them are Ashamax and Despad. Okay. So I'm just going to focus on capturing my claims, because they're going to be the most important. And as you can see,
Anomaly
they're
found.
just about ready for this war to be over, too. They are 80% war weariness. I haven't smushed them enough
Construction project concluded.
to have them fully forfeit, but I'm getting there. Getting there for sure. If I conquer this planet of theirs, they'll probably be ready to forfeit.
Research concluded.
Alright, just got terraforming. That's cool. Let's get rid of some of these tile blockers. And what else can we do here? Plasma thruster. So now I'm bombarding them.
A declaration of war has been announced.
And I'm sending an invasion army to sort of conquer in just a moment. And they're almost there. Now, one of the things to remember, and I'm sure most of you already know this, but is that your armies can't defend themselves from navies. They can only really invade planets. So make damn sure that your armies aren't caught, traveling between worlds. Keep a fleet near them at all times. Or else you might deeply regret having them be smushed. Alright, so now we're attacking, we're invading, and this isn't going to be very hard. They only have 3 little defensive armies, and I'm coming in with 15. That's not exactly a fair fight.
Planetary incursion initiative successful.
Alright, so I've conquered that planet, and as you can see, they're ready to basically give up to me. So I can achieve my war goals and send them the offer of saying, it's time to surrender to me. There we go. Right now, I just got a new faction, which was... Where are they? I basically inherited the faction they had. So let's look at the surface. Whatever faction they belong to, I don't care about it. What I'm going to do is... I'm going to create a vassal out of them. And... call it a triage vassal. So now they are my vassal, and if I communicate with them, I'm going to trade them some systems. I'm going to trade them Ashimax, and they're going to definitely accept it, and then I'm going to trade them Drisk, and they'll accept that one too. Alright, so now I have a vassal that is loyal to me, they like me, when you create a vassal, they immediately inherit your ethics. So now when I conquer any more of their territory, I can basically just gift it to the vassal. And what that allows me to do is to basically hold territory that is mine, at the same time not be wider than I already am. Which is kind of neat, in a way.
Construction project concluded.
Alright, I'm going to use a little trick for my mandate. The Prosnakin really took a whooping. Fortunately, I did not. I did the whooping. So now this fleet is all set. And it's returning home.
Construction project concluded.
How are we looking over here? Expanding our territory. That's good. Breek. Made this ship.
Project concluded.
Oh, we have a random little pirate fleet. Not a very significant one, but one I'm going to want to squish. That I didn't even know about.
System survey concluded.
So there is a cooldown for war. I can't go back to war with them for, I believe, 10 years. So if I mouse over declare war, yeah, it's 10 years. It's already been 1 year since the end of the war, but 10 more years, and then I can re-war with them.
Construction project concluded.
And that sort of protects you from getting smashed up over and over and over, because until late game, there's only so much territory that you can claim through the claim mechanic, and you can't just like bulldoze enemies that easily. So that limits how heavily you can be conquered and how quickly you can be conquered, and gives you time to sort of recuperate between wars and battles, which is pretty helpful.
Anomaly found.
Queuing up my scientists to survey this area up here in just a moment. Alright, so the Kundan raid, that would be these pirates here. They're incoming.
Construction project concluded.
And someone paid them to raid me, but they won't tell me who. What I can do is increase the amount of ships I have for defense, which I'm going to do right now, so that I'm well equipped to defend myself. Now, ideally, I'd also like to deal with the alien hives that inhabit this area, because it's a lot of resources that I'm foregoing as long as they are alive. And what I'm doing here is I'm destroying research stations and rebuilding them as part of the research mandate. Yeah, it's a little cheesy, but it works, so I do it. Oh, oddly enough, my fleet and their pirate fleet, this minor pirate fleet, just like switched locations. So I destroyed its base, and it's trying to destroy one of my mining stations.
Construction project concluded.
Which is kind of silly.
Hostile IFF signatures detected.
Here comes that big pirate fleet. They are a big pirate fleet. I think if I'm defending at Zempek, where my station is, I'll have a better sort of chance to defend without big losses. So that's where I'm going to head. And I can even maybe put some gun batteries on the Zempek station.
Research concluded.
Alright, just got the research mandate, which means I finished domination. Finishing domination means that technology is shared between us and our vassals. Any technology that another party does not have will receive additional research speed. It sort of increases the vassalization. I also unlocked another ascension perk, and I'm going to get technical ascendancy, which increases my tech research speed. And I got some research too. I'll give auxiliary fire control a spin. So looking at their ships, they are they're mostly kinetics. If I look at my own ship design, I'm curious. Yeah, there is some. I might sort of let them bust up Zempek a little bit, with the intention of improving and reinforcing my current fleet. Because I think if I defend against this fleet as I am now, they will win, or they at least do significant damage. But
construction project
if I wait until I'm just a wee bit stronger, just a teeny bit stronger, I'll be far better off in that defense. So that's what I'm going to choose to do. And that's also convenient because I'm not entirely sure I want to keep Zempek. I'd rather build one at Batakan, because Zempek is no longer a bottleneck. Anyway.
Construction project concluded.
Alright, so now that I have built ships, I can go back to the ship designer and improve the ships I have, so they have a better chance of being able to destroy the enemy fleet. So let's prove in this one, and let's improve this one. Then go ahead and cancel the gun batteries that are currently being manufactured because they're not going to be built in time.
Research station offline. We should rectify that. Construction project concluded. Mining station offline.
Alright, so this fleet is being upgraded. It's going to take a little bit because I'm upgrading just about every part of every ship of the fleet.
Mining station offline.
The more that you end up upgrading, the more expensive it is, more or less. So that's a big fleet upgrade that I'm currently doing. That's what I get for tangling with the raider pirate people. They're mean, they're nasty, they're dangerous. So yeah, I'm upgrading quite slowly, unfortunately. Oh, we got some tile blocker research done. We'll get some more tile blocker research here, which means we get to expand our territory for the first time, or expand our population, I should say, for the first time in quite some time.
Construction project concluded. Research concluded.
Maybe advanced combat roles. Shields would have been really good too, but Nothing wrong with some advanced combat rolls from time to time. Now the problem is, I'm right in the middle of defending against these giant raiding jackasses, but I'm out of time. So you're going to have to tune in next time for the conclusion of that battle. I'll have to catch you all later. Adios.